Kama Sutra, Book 2, Chapter 3, Nail Marks, Nahaksada. Have you ever wondered why an ancient text would devote an entire chapter to something as simple as nail marks? At first glance, it may seem unusual, but within the historical context of the Kama Sutra, nail marks were viewed not merely as physical traces, but as symbolic expressions of affection, emotion, and memory. This chapter explores how even the smallest gestures can carry meaning when they arise from mutual trust, respect, and genuine emotional connection. 1. Purpose of nail marks. The chapter begins by explaining the purpose behind nail marks. Rather than treating them as random actions, the text presents them as symbolic expressions of attraction, affection, and emotional intensity. Just as people exchange gifts, write letters, or preserve photographs today, ancient lovers sometimes viewed these marks as reminders of meaningful moments shared together. The emphasis is not on the mark itself, but on the emotion it represents. 2. When nail marks are appropriate. The chapter explains that such expressions belong only within an established relationship where mutual affection already exists. They may naturally occur during moments of reunion, deep emotional closeness, playful interaction, or before a period of separation when partners wish to remember one another. The context always determines the meaning. Without mutual understanding, the gesture loses its significance. 3. Qualities of suitable nails. The text also discusses the importance of well-maintained nails. They should be clean, neatly trimmed, smooth, and properly shaped. This reflects a broader principle found throughout the Kama Sutra. Personal grooming and cleanliness were considered signs of refinement, self-respect, and consideration for one's partner. 4. Levels of intensity. Not every expression of affection is the same. The chapter recognizes different levels of intensity. Some marks are meant to be light and barely noticeable. Others are slightly more visible and intended to reflect stronger emotions. The underlying idea is moderation. Affection should always suit the comfort of both individuals and the nature of their relationship. 5. Different types of nail marks. The chapter then describes 8 traditional forms, each identified by a poetic name. Hidden mark represents a subtle trace that is not immediately noticeable. Half-moon mark resembles the curved shape of a crescent moon. Circle mark forms a rounded pattern symbolizing completeness. Line mark appears as a graceful, straight stroke. Tiger's claw is named for its distinctive appearance and symbolizes bold emotion. Peacock's foot resembles the elegant spread of a peacock's footprint. Hare's leap represents a lighter, more playful pattern. Lotus leaf mark takes inspiration from the graceful shape of a lotus leaf, reflecting beauty and delicacy. These names are poetic metaphors, illustrating appearance rather than encouraging force or aggression. 6. Suitable parts of the body. Within its historical and cultural setting, the chapter also identifies certain parts of the body where such marks were traditionally described. These references reflect the customs and literary traditions of ancient India. Rather than prescribing universal rules, they illustrate how symbolism and affection were understood in that particular period of history. 7. Regional and personal preferences. An interesting observation made by the text is that preferences are not identical for everyone. Different regions, different cultures, and different individuals may appreciate different expressions of affection. This suggests that personal comfort and mutual understanding are more important than following a fixed standard. 8. Nail marks as symbols of love and memory. One of the chapter's central themes is memory. A small mark could serve as a reminder of a joyful meeting, a heartfelt reunion, or time spent together before a period of separation. In this sense, the mark becomes less about appearance and more about preserving an emotional experience. Peter. 9. Emotional and poetic significance. Throughout the chapter, the language remains highly symbolic. The comparisons to tigers, peacocks, moons, and lotus leaves reveal the literary style of the ancient author. Nature is used as a source of imagery to describe human emotions. The chapter reminds readers that affection can be expressed not only through words, but also through meaningful symbols and shared experiences. 10. Mutual willingness, respect, and context. As the chapter concludes, one principle stands above all others. Every expression of affection must be based on mutual willingness, respect, and understanding. Without trust, without consent, and without emotional connection, even the most poetic gesture loses its meaning. The Kama Sutra consistently presents relationships as partnerships built on communication, consideration, and shared feelings. Ultimately, this chapter is less about physical marks and more about the emotions they symbolize. It reminds us that love is often remembered through small gestures, simple moments, and meaningful experiences that remain in the heart long after the moment has passed.